And welcome, people. Welcome to an episode of Keybounce's Overkill Construction Disorder. And this is just a quick look around. This is just a quick look around our old wheat farm. And I'll be showing you how we built this wheat farm. And we will be doing one final harvest of it before we tear the roof off and transform it completely.
I forgot how to get down there.
You can't find the wheat farm?
Wait.
Hold on. What's that noise?
Surprise!
No, not that way.
Oh. Hold on. I got this. Wait.
We will repair the damage, and we will get back to you when we're ready to harvest this wheat farm. Okay.
No. I am going to fix this. I have got this. Where is a hoe and where is the bone meal? And how do I get down from here without killing it? It's all I need. All I need to fix this.
All right. Well, I will tell you what. If you come over here, you can play Parkour Map Mini.
Hooray! Nice job. Good job, Michael. I like what you did there. Now what?
Okay. So, we're going to fix this little... Sorry.
Michael's a bit sick.
We're going to fix this little spot, and then Alex and I are going to go on what should be a much easier quest. You don't have to sneak through the wheat anymore.
I'm doing it. I'm being careful.
Okay. We are going to go on our first great big jungle tree hunt. And unlike chickens, where we actually made 4 trips before we finally succeeded in getting... What?
Treason! Kill it with fire.
No. Don't kill it. Don't kill it.
Oh. Why?
It was in prison serving its
time.
time.
Serving its time? For what?
You executed the prisoner.
What are you talking about? You know what? All sheeps are criminals where I come from. After our early days in the series, they are all criminals. Okay,
I heard something pop. Yeah.
I didn't do it.
Well,
Did I?
Yes.
How?
You need to walk over onto the staircase and then walk down the staircase.
That's what I did.
Well, apparently
That's exactly
not well
what
enough.
I did. Damn it. You know what? Screw this. Hold on. Alright. Hold on 1 second. I have totally got the answer to this.
Like you had the answer to your how to get downstairs?
That was a great answer.
Here we are.
That's the best kind of answer.
Alright, and now we are replanted.
Wait, so how do you get on top without breaking it?
Simple. Jump up anywhere.
Oh. Okay.
Bunny tricks are only needed for getting down.
Right.
Alright.
Oh, what?
So sometimes it breaks and sometimes it doesn't.
Seems legit.
Can you step off? Thank you. Alright.
Okay. Never mind, I'll pay attention. Oh, God. God damn it. Really? Seriously?
Video!
Fantastic. Brilliant. Frickin' wheat farm. Hate you.
Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of, what are we calling this now? Keybounce's Details? Keybounce, it's no longer Keybounce Plays Minecraft, although that is what it is. Keybounce's Details. Today I have a solo episode. Alex is not around, and this is primarily a construction episode. So some of you may have noticed we are low on our wheat supply, and our wheat supply is hard to harvest. So I am building a water harvesting farm, and let me show you what this is going to look like at the moment. So the idea is pretty straightforward. Water will come down here from the upper level. It will flood this platform, and as you can see, the platform is a nice diagonal. The water will come over here, and I've got this set up repeated 4 times, one in each corner. You can see evidence of some remodeling. It was centered over here, it's now centered over here, and there's some moved and rearranged platforms that are still in the process. So this is how it works. Water, when it flows down through a confined space, falls in a one wide column. If you simply place water against a wall, it will fall into a 2 wide column, and it has a different fall pattern. But coming down, it will go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It will go an 8th block if it goes down. Let me rephrase that. It will go an 8th block, but in order to actually continue coming down, it has to drop at that point. Now some of you may be thinking water only flows 7 spaces. How am I getting 8? Well, because this is coming down from above, it counts as a source. So it will flow 7 blocks from here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7 is down. The odd thing that confused me for a while and caused me to remodel this place is that normally you think that water will flow towards a hole. Well, the answer is this hole is too far from the ledges. So when the water flows down, and in particular when the water flows down here, it's going to want to spread everywhere. So if I simply built 1/4 of this, the water would flow in a straight line and cover everything and would not flow to this spot. So it actually has to be built on all 4 sides. So that's the first thing. The second thing is the passageway from my house area over here, and this was pretty much the current naturally occurring floor level, so I simply extended this down. I'm going to bring the grass in on this level, and the grass will be turned into farmland, and the wheat will be planted at that height. So right now, everywhere where you see stone is going to be replaced by dirt, and the actual stone floor is going to be one lower. The other thing, because this is such a large project, it is going to get walled in by stone brick, so that if we ever come across it from another direction, we will know to stop digging. So I'm going to do that building off camera, just so that it won't be disturbing you, and I will see you back in a few minutes. This is the hallway into my house, and I have put the grass on the upper level around here, same height. Do not mind the chickens that are running around. I have been spending a lot of time down here, so I hatched a few chickens from eggs. And the point of this is simply so that while I am busy remodeling, I can be producing future feathers. That's all. We have come to the conclusion that the only way we can safely fight creepers is with bows and arrows. I know some people make it look real simple. They can do them with swords, but we just have deaths. Now, the watering, the irrigation. Remember, when this is all done, everything here is going to be irrigated wheat field. So in the corner, we've got some water hidden. This is not aligned symmetrically. Here is a corner, 2, 3, 4. This is slightly off the diagonal. And on each of the 4 platforms, it is again slightly off. The result of that is that each of these waters approximately 1/4 of the total area, and when all is said and done, the 4 of them water the entire lower floor. This water here is only for refilling buckets. It will be turned into dirt, which in turn will become farmland. The upper floor is a little more difficult. Remember, when this is all done, water is going to be coming down here from the upper level and will be washing over here. So all of this will need to be covered so that the water actually flows down. We don't want any exposed water holes for the flowing water to go to. So we have to have some type of hidden water. So simply put, I am preparing to hide some water in the background. And the biggest rule is simply that it has to be within 4 spaces of the wall, because the water will hydrate 1, 2, 3, 4 spaces out. So that water will hydrate all of this to this limit. 1, 2, 3, 4. So each water spot will hydrate 3 spaces out. So we're going to have another water hidden behind here, and it will hydrate 3 spaces out. So when all is said and done, this one spot is not going to be hydrated. So when all is said and done, a grand total of 4 spots on the lower level will not be hydrated. So all in all, that's going to be pretty darn good. It's just now a matter of where exactly are these going to be placed. And on this side, because we have a ravine over here, there's not that many places on this island where I can put something this big without it running into a cave system or the ravine or something. We put it here, and it really cannot go any further north without running into the sheep pen above. By the time this is done, it is going to go all the way up to the surface. So we can't move it any further north or it will run into the sheep pen. We can't move it any further south or it runs into the ravine. And by the time we're done, forgive me for that, by the time we're done with the water, it's still going to have something extending out into the ravine. So what we are going to do here for this staircase, going down from this walkway to a working zone over there, that is the closest that it can be, that any block can be without interfering with the walking. So I could stick a water block here, but that water block will hydrate 1, 2, 3, 4, only to this column, only to this pumpkin, which works, but it means this spot over here will also not be hydrated. And so we either do that or we widen this staircase so we have a little more room. Just for safety reasons, I will probably want to widen the staircase for more room. So I will do that. And these dirt blocks over here, their only purpose is to let some grass creep up. They're pretty much set up at this point, so these dirt staircases will be coming down. I have to make some sort of access, some sort of permanent access to the upstairs, and that's the current state at the roughly halfway mark of this construction. And I will show this to you again when we are further along. Hello again. And we are currently looking around on the second floor, and we've got some wheat growing nicely up here. We've got a couple of problem spots, and there's just not growing over here. If we take a little look, we will see this is reported at light level 8, and it says crops won't grow here. But over here, light level 8, it's again the crops. What's my light level says crops won't grow, but the crops are growing. The answer is that it really matters the light level at your head. This guy is closer to some torchlight, and these two are not. So I'm going to stick a pumpkin in the wall over here to give them some additional light, and we will return after they've had a chance to grow. You will note over here I have a place to store things. It's empty. I've got this chest has some dirt, some spare tools, and we might need a hoe just for something, I don't know. Don't need a bow. Don't need the arrows. Might need some dirt. You will note that I have no seeds and no wheat. And yes, there are some seeds down here. So, first thing we're going to do is take a look around. You will note that everything has grown. These things that are dripping down, that are hanging down, and if you note, you will see water dripping. There is water up in this block that is fertilized, that is watering the upstairs. Water will flow down here, down onto here, and flow outward. And I just discovered there is apparently a bug in 125. When water flows straight down and lands on this, it will not break it, it will destroy it. So the wheat that is in the corner actually does not harvest, it will be lost. So we've got more wheat over here. We've got a little bit of water that did not get well hidden in this one spot. But I tell you, walking through this field of wheat, this giant field of wheat that's ready to be cut down. Sometimes I think I'm living like a dream, like this is just a big dream field. And if you don't get the reference, it's okay. Upstairs, much more of the same. And the last time we came upstairs, we had a problem with a few crops not growing because of the light. So I added a few extra pumpkins along the wall. And in these various trouble spots, the light, it turns out what matters for crops is the light above the crop, not the light in the crop. So all the pumpkins that are near the ground should be one higher up. And in various places in the back, I've either got water hidden or grass hidden. I wanted to make sure that no matter what else happened, it was possible to get things back here should we ever do some remodeling. There is water underneath the ground, keeping this bottom part wet. There is nothing keeping the top wet. I could find no way to water the top without causing interference. Now I could stick water in this spot here, and if I did, it would water out 1, 2, 3, 4. And it would get the outer 2 rows, which would fit a total of 4 plants over here and 4 plants over here, but nothing would get the middle. If I stuck water in the center and it was not flowing down, then it would water the center. The only way to do that would be with pistons. And it would be possible, but frankly at the time we did not have enough wire, we did not have enough redstone to make it happen. We still don't. So we just have a giant, large wheat field. Everything grows. So let's get out of here and I will show you how it harvests. So we come over to the center. And if you are curious as to what I am doing, I am in slow walk mode as I come out here because I do not want to fall down and break a wheat. Now, the design that inspired me for this was Etho's greenhouse. His greenhouse was, as I recall, an 11 by 11 dirt and grass area inside a 13 by 13 ring. And he chose that size because it turns out that was as far as you could reach and plant bone meal. His greenhouse was basically built around what can you plant with bone meal to harvest flowers. It was made right after bone meal could make flowers. And so he built it and he tested it. His roof was actually 1 level lower than me. You'll note the actual roof over here is the same height. There's an air gap with a sign in it. Above that, I have a space and then a hole. He was able to put a solid block here, place the water directly here, and have it work and work properly. In my testing, I could not make that work. This is a different version of the game than he used, so it's possible that things have changed. Trying to place the water up there without jumping fails. I can retrieve the water later without jumping, but I have to jump to place the water. And now we have everything coming towards me, and my inventory is filling up. And at the moment, seeds and wheats are coming in at about the same rate. Seeds are a little faster than wheat. Still have a little coming down. All right. Now this is what you call a live demonstration. There was no rehearsing, there was no testing. This was a case of toss it out and see that it works. Over here, the stair that I used to give myself easy access into the room does not let the water flow as well. I was not aware of that. Now there's 2 ways up. While the water is coming, we can take the second route and just go up the water. And with the water running, you can't damage the farmland by jumping on it. Now here's a surprise. I was not aware of this. We have a little bit sticking at this corner. So we're going to have a little bit this ledge over here. There are chests underneath it. The reason it is not solid stone is because I've got some chests for supplies down below there. And as you saw, some things stuck. A little bit of a surprise. So with the water flowing, we've got things sticking at each of these corners, which I was not aware of. So a little minor thing, and we can get upstairs. Now you'll note that with the water running, there's still a few spots that have not updated, but for the most part this whole thing is now hydrated. The point of letting this run like this is I am actually hydrating this section of the wheat field. So let's see, just out of curiosity, how much did we get? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, just under 6 stacks of wheat. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Just under 10 stacks of seeds. And we're right back at the middle. If I collect the water, this will all turn off. And boom, and we're out. Now I don't want to leave it off. I'm going to put it right back on, but just to show you that. The upstairs, if allowed to be exposed to air and dry, will dry out. And it will no longer be farmland, it will be dirt. But if it did happen, we've got a hoe. 9.5 stacks of seeds. Replanting is going to take how much? Let's find out. But we turn off the water. We turn off the water. And we find that this aspect was not well thought out. There is no way to turn off this water without breaking Okay, and now plant, and the idea here is simple: plant the top before it dries out and we lose farmland. So I won't pretend that this is the perfect farm area, farm practice, but it is functional. It is the most space that you can harvest practically, I feel, with a single. Now how can I get down? I know how I can get down without breaking any farmland. Oop. Let's see. All right, so it's not hopeless. I will manage to get there without breaking anything, just because. Oh, while we are here, have to fix this spot. Make sure we don't fall off, because the challenge here is how do we get down without damaging anything? Well, the simple answer is we jump, we walk, we come down on those stairs. And now we can hop over that pumpkin, walk down the stairs, and we won't damage anything. So we are preparing for a running jump. Do not want to hit my head anywhere by accident. Jump. There we go. Not the best way to manage it, but certainly a functional way. These blocks are stairs initially because they have to be transparent to open the chest that's underneath them. And that chest was primarily there from the building of the place. Had the place been fully built and done and sealed, this would have been stone brick, like everything else, not a stair, and I would not have been able to get down. Was there any other place where we had a surprise thing coming out? I don't think so. That, as I said, the grass, it's got air above it. All right, so that fixes all the holes in the wall except for the emergency departure from the center. So let's get the seats going again. Remember, we started with 9 full stacks of seeds. All right, so welcome back. And just to let you know what the situation is, I had 9 blocks of seeds. I planted 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 51. I have harvested 5 and 51 wheat. That's a difference of 64. Watching the video of the harvesting when the water was flowing down and looking at it frame by frame as the water was coming over this ledge and falling down, it destroyed the wheat on the bottom. So the bottom line is, every time the water drops, it's not just the 4 in the far corners as it falls down from above. Every time the water drops, wheat gets lost. Now the good news is that this is fixed in either 12:17 or 12:18 weekly snapshot. So it has been fixed now, and it will be fixed and gone in 1.3. But for now, what do we do in 1.25, given that this bug exists? Well, I'm going to show you what I'm going to do. The problem occurs when the water breaks coming down from above. So if we put the water down here, all right. So we do a little pre-harvesting along the bottom. And if I stand on the pressure plate and I put the water down at each laugh while you can. Okay. So at this point, in theory, everything that's on the ground is harvested. Now this time we have, and I make sure I am on the pressure plate, we have the top one layer lower. Let's see if we can actually make this work now. And as I said, when I was testing, okay, so it's actually working. When I tested this on a quarter scale model, when I was preparing this in a creative world, I tested this on a quarter scale model and it would not flow correctly. On the full scale model, the water does flow correctly. So that's good. Now this is the Overkill wheat system. And it really is overkill. It's horribly overkill. In reviewing the footage from last year's documentation on the wheat farm, I've realized that there's a couple of things that got missed. In the corners upstairs, you will note that the water is all hydrated, symmetrical from the center, 1, 2, 3, or, sorry about that, symmetrical from the edges. Under this block, under this dirt block, or I should say under that farmland block, in line from the corner to the center, are the waters that are keeping the top wet. And because the farmland is slightly transparent, you can see it through there. And that waters out 1, 2, 3, 4 spaces. There's 4 of them. They get the entire top wet. An additional thing to note, remember in the footage that I had filmed, this one spot was, oops, careful. This one spot was not hydrated before. It is now. We stuck a water block, don't know if you can see it, over here. Besides the water that is behind that spot, there is also a water over here. And the only problem is that going out there, I have to be careful. This guy will die every time you go out there and come back in. And even here, you do have to be careful to pause on the bottom step of the staircase to avoid trampling things. One of those things that even I make a mistake occasionally. These guys, as you can see, 1, 2, 3, 4. Here is where the water is hiding out, and this keeps the water up. That's what hydrates the upper floor. If you are moving along in sneak, it's much harder to accidentally hurt your plants. We are going to do a full harvest, and this is going to be the last full harvest of this farm. And the question is, should we put down potatoes and carrots? Should we leave it as wheat? The entire upper floor is going to be torn up and replaced with something else. I'm going to turn it into a giant, oh my god, oversized mushroom farm. I know, pointless, I just want to do it. And we'll be back after this guy. Last guy has regrown, actually, just because I don't feel like waiting. Regrown. All right. So, for the final giant harvest, and nothing up my sleeves. And so with everything rescued from the top, just because, 3, 4, 5, 6, just under 7 full stacks of wheat, 10.5 stacks of seeds. That was the last full harvest of the wheat farm. Final closing thoughts on the Overkill wheat farm. It is an overkill farm. The top is going to be turned into the mother of all overkill mushroom farms. What would you like to see us do with the bottom here? Leave comments, tell us what you want to see, and we'll do our best to make it happen. Thank you very much, and I hope you enjoyed this episode. Bye-bye.